right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Starladder Season 10. The group stage is over. Let the playoffs begin. My standings are not working here. There should be a way to... oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, we've got our bracket. It's double elimination, best of 3, 4 teams enter this playoff stage. Hyperglory Team, Newbee, Lie Gaming, and Vici Gaming. The big surprises... well, I guess not that big if you've been watching Chinese Dota, but if I told you before this tournament, you'd probably be pretty surprised, is that LGD and IG failed to qualify for the playoffs. They came up short. LGD very short. IG tied with Lie Gaming, but didn't have the tiebreaker, so they didn't make it. So, format's going to be double elimination, all best of 3s. There's no winner bracket, or there's no grand finals played because 2 teams from trying to go to Kiev. So the winner bracket champions and the loser bracket champions, both of those teams will punch their ticket to the LAN finals in Kiev. And with that all said, I'm LD Beyond the Summit, of course. I will be joined here today by my buddy WinteR. He'll be casting all but one of the series for the playoffs. WinteR, it's good to have you back.
Good to see you, if I could.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. Oh, every hero here that I'm looking is pretty standard at the moment. It's not so chaotic as the Western scene. Every hero is being played at the moment in the Western scene. You see all weird heroes almost every game.
You say that, but there's been some weird stuff in China, man. Like, there's been Tuskar second picks. I've seen quite a few of those. I'm trying to think what else was really weird lately. I saw some Spectre bans the other day. Man, there's a lot more. There's been also weird games, even if
Spectre's not weird.
It's a little weird. Come on.
75 HP or 70 HP.
What the hell, man? I thought we were friends, WinteR. You're betraying me now.
I was watching the game.
Yeah, I honestly was only like half watching.
I think you know whose fault was it? It was like the Void could have hit the Churn one more time, and they would have won the game.
Yeah.
Before he died, but he didn't hit the Churn one more time. He actually chose to run, but he still died in the end.
Yeah. What else have we seen in China? I saw Pudge yesterday, WinteR. There was a Pudge. That's pretty unusual, right?
I
saw Timbersaw for Ice. Pretty unusual hero nowadays. I've seen some undying picks. Yeah, but for the most part, it's been like Faceless Void, Scarlet Mage.
I think VG has been the team that ran all the weird stuff. Like they
they run their Tiny Wisp a lot. And
they ran Tiny Wisp and they ran Beastmaster, Tinker, all the Western strats.
Yeah, and the other thing that's been really sweeping China WinteR is Drow Visage.
Yeah, I saw a couple of games with Drow Visage.
It's funny because it didn't happen right after WEC, right? Like, that's when Cloud9 came to China and they used some Drow Visage. Like, all the teams, like, life went back to normal after the tournament, and then, like, a week and a half later, everyone started using Drow Visage.
I mean, it's very strong. If you get your early game correctly, in the mid game, it's so powerful. It's just the main problem with that is if you get punished early, since your lanes are not very strong early, and Visage and Drow is very weak at first few levels, but if you get past that, it's very powerful.
Yeah, it is. And I've also seen Lycan Drow Visage, which is just disgusting if you get to that point in the game. It's there was a game that Lie Gaming Hyperglory Team like went for like this Tuskar Omni Knight, like really strong 5-man around like 15-minute mark. They didn't take a fight for like 5 minutes, and by then it was too late. The Drow and the Lycan, Drow or Blink Dagger, Lycan his Necro 1, and they were just constantly split pushing. Like, you could literally never go group up, and they didn't have the heroes to gank it. So we're not going to see that this game. That's neither here nor there. We're going to see something much more standard from HGT. They go for the Centaur Shaman, and they follow us up now with the Viper. So 2 of the big range tanks, the Razor, Viper, Death Prophet, 2 of them get through, and they'll be picked up. HGT now goes back for an Enchantress. They have been running this hero a bit more than the other Chinese teams. I did see Newbee run 1 support Enchantress for Banana, but Enchantress in general is just not as popular as she used to be.
And something unusual is like they are picking Centaur a lot. I mean, Newbee has been picking Centaur first pick a lot, and HGT chose to snatch it away from them. I've seen a couple of games where they just pick they prioritize the Centaur over other position 3 heroes, or sometimes they run him just as a safe lane carry.
4th pick for Newbee now. They'll need another support here of some kind.
There's one thing I want to ask. Did they ever run any Meepo games in China?
No, the one team that has run a lot of Meepo is which?
Only Western teams, right?
I remember. Well, I remember Arrow would run it once they were eliminated at TI, but I'm actually thinking after TI, someone from Southeast Asia was running quite a bit of Meepo. Not very successfully, but maybe it was just Arrow. Yeah, I think I saw DDZ play it. It's like
we did pick it a couple of games.
Okay, I didn't get to watch those. Did you win?
Yeah, we won some, we lost some.
Alright, guys, sorry if there's any volume issues. I will try and adjust the microphones a bit here. WinteR, if there's any way for you to turn your mic up a little bit, that would be good. If not, I'll just try and give you some more volume.
Okay, but you might, hear other stuff.
Oh, okay. And then never mind. That's fine. Faceless Void picked up by Newbee, so they get their team fight control here. And I guess this looks to be a safe lane Void with a Tide going to the off lane.
They can do either way, to be honest. If they want to do off lane Void and then let the Tide Hunter farm a blink first, it's also okay for them if they want to do that.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it depends on how much they prioritize getting the early blink dagger on Tide. In theory, if your Void gets his level 6, then he could set up the Ravage, but it's nice to have the options as far as how you start the fights.
Yeah, I mean, Void is a hero that he doesn't generally need a good start. He just needs some levels. He doesn't need so much money in the start of the game. Then he's still going to be the same thing, basically, just time walking and chrono, even if he doesn't have farm.
Newbee will brand out the Invoker now. A good Necro 3 carrier, and a hero that can push early. I think that's the main thing here.
They are worried about push early, basically, because you have like Void and Tide Hunter and AA. These three heroes, they are very strong when they get levels, but before they are level 6, they can't defend towers. The only one that can defend towers is Razor. And HGT have Shaman, and Enchantress, and Viper. Everyone that comes online very, very early. There's still Jakiro though. Jakiro still pushes very fast early, and have any of the Chinese team ran Jakiro core instead of a support? I think it's still fine to run Jakiro as a core if you want to push very badly.
Yeah, there's been a lot of I wouldn't say a ton of Jakiro play, but there's been a decent amount of it. So
yeah, there was like 1 week, I think 1 week ago there was like Jakiro everywhere, and then after that it like fizzled out.
Yeah, well, not gonna see a Jakiro here from them. Newbee are pretty lacking in push, to be honest. So it has good synergy with Chronosphere, good synergy with Ravage. Yeah, I'm with you. I think a Jakiro wouldn't be a bad pick here. The only thing is it doesn't give them great like single target lockdown. At that point, they have to blow an ultimate to prevent someone from being stampeded away.
I was actually thinking maybe Jakiro would be good with HGT, but they pick up the Wraith King because they wanted to push. Their lineup is all about like pushing and fighting early. Maybe Jakiro will work, but they choose to go for Wraith King, something that you see fairly often against the Void. But the Void, when you see that enemy is going for like a core Wraith King, you go for like the Manta Diffusal build. That's a Void instead of the Mask of Menace.
Yeah, and if you really wanna take it to the next level, you can do TC's old build, like back when nobody ran Void. The Necrobook as well, yeah.
I mean, Necrobook is pretty shitty on Void though.
I enjoyed that build because like the other thing was no one was even running Faceless Void in the first place.
It's fun, but it's shitty.
Yeah, fair enough.
You only get the summons like.
You
have the summons. You have nothing after that. Basically, some intelligence and some strength.
But you can split push WinteR. Just Necro 3. It's so good.
Man, Void is not split push hero, dude.
You would. I don't know if you would. I don't know if I'd agree with you after seeing Black play the Void yesterday for Vici Gaming. He took 2 towers by himself, and anyone who came to the lane, he would just kill them solo.
You only split push if
if you're owning, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess anyone could split push in that case. Well, oh no, really? Perfect World? It's been fine for weeks, and now it's gonna active in the playoffs.
They bought 2 careers, just so you know. HGT. By mistake.
I can't see that. I'm trying to reconnect. Sorry guys, Perfect World acting up. I don't know why it waits until the playoffs to do this, and it's fine the entire time.
Perfect World is perfect for me. Okay, I guess that's not helpful. Yeah, but on the Newbee side, we have Rabbit playing the Tide, Samsung will be taking the Ancient Apparition, Hao will be handling the Razor, Banana will be on Unsanking, and Moo will be Mu will actually be the one playing the Faceless Void though, instead of Hao, and Hao maybe going mid with the Razor. And on the dire side we have HGT, Pretty Hao playing the Shaman, then we have ZSMG on the Wraith King, we have S on the Enchantress, Kaka on Viper, and lastly we have IC on the Centaur Warrunner.
Yeah, so it'll be a defensive tri-lane here from Team Hyperglory Team. I guess that's a little redundant. From Hyperglory Team, I should say. And they're gonna go for some potential...
You need to...
They juked them.
You need to chop a tree to deward this though.
They did the pump fake, where you eat the tree, but then you put the ward elsewhere.
Oh, okay.
You know what I saw the other day was Empire ate this tree, and then they dropped their ward, like, right here. And I think, like, the common sentry ward spot to deward this one is, like, right over here, which is just out of range of it. So you can't actually deward.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah, so it was a mind game ward from Empire that time, but... and that it was funny, that game they won, like, every ward battle. Like, the enemy team missed all their D-wards, they got, like, ridiculous amounts of camps blocked off, and sentry is blocked, but there's no way to kill this one off. As they don't have any flying vision, WinteR, so this is really gonna hurt their Enchantress.
They just needed to, like, I said they needed to take down the tree though, but obviously I think they didn't know it was there.
Yeah, I think they thought it was the hill ward because the tree was eaten. They probably saw Tango get consumed.
Yeah, too bad. But the lanes are pretty weird though. They actually opted to choose to have Void in middle and the Razor at bottom, which will make life really hard for Void.
And with that, Banana is being forced to chase Icy around a bit, but already Banana has gotten his first stack out, so on good track for that potentially fast Blink Dagger. Oh, Mimo top. Oh, just seen Rabbit getting harassed, but I guess it is hard for the Shaman to harass him down once he runs out of mana, and he is running
Yeah,
out.
and Wraith King, this is a very, like, bad lane for Wraith King. If he gets, like, Anchor Smash a lot, it's very difficult to get last hits against the Tide if the situation actually goes badly after a few minutes. And the Enchantress is still, I think almost all her camps are blocked. Yeah, only one camp is available.
Yeah, and they've blocked the big camp that is the safe one to farm. Like, even though this one's blocked, like, that's something Shadow Shaman wants for himself anyway, and this is the lone camp.
He's sending the Satyr towards middle though. Mu is already having a very hard time against the Viper alone, but this is making it worse.
Yeah, he's not having fun, but good news is I guess it's mid-void, and it's almost impossible to zone him out of lane fully with the high ground.
Yeah, I mean, he's just gonna get XP, I mean, not much farm. And Centaur's gonna get some XP as well with the Invis rune here. But I think probably the reason why they do the lanings like this is maybe just because they wanted to have a range hero against the Centaur at the bottom lane, and the Sand King could play really greedy if it's a Razor at bottom, since the Razor doesn't need protection too much. But if it's a Void, maybe the Sand King would need to be in the lane to help kill the Centaur, otherwise he'll be troublesome.
Speaking of that Centaur, he's getting a lot of experience here though. It'll actually stomp to prevent the pull through. Wow. Now tracks the creep stack. Banana can't aggro them back in time. Only gets the range creep.
That is annoying. That was a good play from the Centaur.
But they have a gigantic jungle, man. Look at this. They've got a quad stack out, a double stack.
He's gonna miss this stack.
Oh, the stack was missed.
This stack needed to be put towards the left. Otherwise, I mean to the left here. It's actually this is the pool that gives the highest chance when you have more than one.
So you actually go like through the trees, you're saying?
Yeah, go this direction is the best.
Okay. I normally do it the other way, and I haven't had too many issues.
This would sometimes not work depending on creeps and top lane.
Oh, top lane jump. Well, Pretty Hall actually the one who's going to get jumped on.
He's dead.
But we'll finish him off. Gets the first blood here on the Tide Hunter in the offlane. ZSMJ, no mana. Oh, he's got stick charges.
Stick charge.
Rapid's going to go down for this. But
that's
still,
of it.
Kills the offlane Tide and kills the Shaman as well. No fast level 6 for him.
Shaman is like weak at the start as well. That's why it's hard for him, like you were mentioning, zoning out the Tide. The Tide has 15 last hits. If you look at the last hits at the moment, Tide has 15 already at this point, and Wraith King has 16, one more than the Tide.
Yeah, and then meanwhile you look at the safe lane farmer here for Newbee, 25-5 on the Razor, and the Centaur sitting at 1-0. Not to say he can be expected to do much, but he's getting nothing except levels out of the soft lane, and even then, difficult. Not that many.
It's difficult against the Razor. I mean, Razor alone is already going to destroy the Centaur, but having two supports there means the Centaur is just basically going to get almost close to nothing. I mean, if it wasn't for the Invis rune before, when he got it, the Invis rune, otherwise I think he might still level 1.
Yeah, and the thing with Centaur offlane is this is an offlaner that needs his Blink Dagger pretty badly. Like, Void can get away without it. I actually think Tide's okay without a Blink, generally. You've got Chrono to set up.
Tide's fine. Top lane, they're gonna go on the Tide again.
Claps there, but Rabbit does have the Kraken Shell. Will he be able to get out of this? No, too many nukes. HGT will kill him off.
Yeah, he was a bit too greedy there, and the Enchantress had a really good creep to punish that.
Still, I feel like he's doing his job anyway. Hits level 5 here in the offlane. The supports of Newbee are not being forced to spend much time zoning. Hao's taking care of that on his own. And as soon as our Sand King hits level 3, which he does now, he can start clearing out these stacks. But they choose to smoke instead. Okay.
He actually wanted to go smoke because Void just popped 6. So they want to make use of the Chrono first before jungling.
And they have level 1 Chilling Touch here as well.
I mean, this is, I think, if they get the kill, it's a great decision because you want to use Chronosphere as much as possible.
Meanwhile, hiding on the hill mid lane. And it's just a bad time to jump here.
I think they can get the kill if the Chrono... They need to Chrono it like towards the side so the Sand King AA can come in. He can't Chrono in the middle because the Sand King's stun. Oh, he actually took level 2 stun. Just because they want to get this kill.
Yeah, they better get this kill now or his jungling will be slowed down a lot.
Yeah, they need to kill this.
And
did he just ping?
That was... I think that was Moo. No, that was just Moo. And now Kaka will get caught out. Burrow Strike to start this off. Time Walk is only level 2, but it's enough to get in close here. They've got to place the Chrono just right. It's not perfect, but it's decent. And with Chilling Touch damage...
This is as good as you
they'll get the kill.
Yeah, hope for. I mean, just by the side of the... I mean, the Sandstorm's level 1, so that damage is not too much.
Yeah, and then they're going to follow up this Void mid and the Tide off lane with a Razor Midas safe lane. So Newbee are clearly angling to secure the late game teamfight dominance. And I will say with the Enchantress, it seems to me that HGT pressure is on them to make some stuff happen over the next 10-15 minutes.
And Razor picked up Midas though. This is unusual for me.
It is unusual. He uses his levels pretty well, but... I don't know. It's not like the Wraith King Midas where it's like his level 11 is so much better than his level 6.
Yeah, I mean, as Razor, the thing is like, you want to fight as early as possible. Because your spells, I mean, Plasma Field is just a great spell. And Static Link in the early fights. 2 of like the best spells to fight early.
I guess Hao is really just counting on his team fight to carry him through the laning stage.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at their draft, HGT has a stronger early game, so Newbee needs to drag the game, so the Void becomes stronger and everyone else becomes stronger. So maybe that's the reasoning behind that. And the Centaur is actually going to try and... He's going to steal majority of the stack there.
He doesn't have mana right now for Hoof Stomp on Banana, so... He can maybe get a double edge on a creep near him and potentially kill him.
He's already spotted. They already saw him.
Well, he is moving into position, but the Void's also rotating. Moo doesn't have Chronosphere to 25.
He's dead. I think he's dead.
Oh, the creeps are nearly dead. Can Icy at least jack these? Gets Burrow Strike. Now the follow-up auto attacks for Moo. Stomp. It's enough for him to retreat, but then the Time Walk in, and this will be the death of Icy in that offlane. Meanwhile, while that was happening, the Tidehunter of Rabbit, rotated off the top lane. He did abandon it, and the push will begin, but it's not the quickest push here from HGT. Only a Tornado. No other creeps for the Enchantress right now.
They need to get the creep nearer towards the push so that it gives armor to the... You know, there's a aura, so you can push better with the aura.
And they have Ravage.
They don't need the Tornado anymore. They just need to get the Walk-in nearer. But yeah, they're still gonna get a tower.
Are they? Glyph. And now Rabbit will run forward as they TP and Hao. He has Ravage ready to go. I don't think he really wants to waste it here though, until more teammates arrive. The tower. Didn't see you actually got the deny. I'm lagging pretty badly. Oh, Razor got it. So HGT denied the tower.
Actually, a really good decision not to blow the Ravage though. They just needed to get the deny, and even if he gets the Ravage on 3 heroes there just now, I don't think they could have really fought because the Razor has Midas instead of the usual timing where if a hero like Razor TPs down, he has like a couple of stat items, maybe Aquila and a Buckler and something around those lines, and you are able to fight better. But because it's a Midas, it's better to not fight there.
Yeah, and with that, I'm gonna chance a reconnect here. As we might miss a kill bottom actually. Stampede's ready, and they're looking to potentially jump in on the Saint Apparition, but he's retreated behind the tree line, and Centaur does not have his blink yet. All right, I'm just gonna chance it. Sorry guys, Perfect World acting up today. It's been fine for literally a week and a half of casting Chinese Dota, but no such luck today.
You know, I think every time you lag, it's like when I'm casting with you.
It's on
It's
you.
probably
It's
because
your fault, Winter.
it's in the afternoon. I think that's where traffic is really bad. I mean, the internet traffic to China is bad. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, to be fair, I've normally been starting an hour from now, so we're starting like an hour and a half earlier. But
Oh no, I see. He's probably gonna die. He's trying to steal the Sand King stack again, but he dies and he didn't get the creep. Ah,
yeah, so Centaur goes down, trying to jack that stack, and meanwhile, Blink Dagger's coming soon for your Sand King. Midas now picked up on the Wraith King, but it's quite a bit later than the Midas on the Razor, and well, even if the Wraith King gets his levels, he's not going to be your primary damage dealer in the team fights against the Chronosphere, Ravage, Static Link, maybe with a Blade Mail or Mjolnir. Then he can kind of do damage by taking damage, but we're a long way off from that.
maybe this game maybe he might even want to get like depending if the Void goes a Diffusal. If he goes Diffusal, you need to get a BKB on the Wraith King.
Yeah, I have seen Wraith Kings carry extremely hard when they get ultra late game. Like having that extra life every minute is insane, and the ultimate still is very strong. But
just think about it: if you have 6 item slots and like literally a Aegis every time.
And not just the Aegis, but the movement speed slow. It's pretty amazing. Like that's been buffed a lot over the past year and a half. Well, more so. Not so recently, but yeah, it's been buffed a lot, and it's pretty
Maybe
strong
they're gonna
nowadays.
make it go through Magic Immunity next time.
Yeah, it's pretty good, so I'm fine with that, but I don't know if it's necessary.
Yeah, Moo's gonna get the tier 1 middle, so that's gonna boost a lot of his income. He actually has quite decent last hits at the moment already, compared to the start of the game.
Smoke from HGT. They're now into the Radiant Jungle, and let's see if they can find a pickoff here. Pretty Haw has no Blink Dagger. S only level 5 on his Enchantress, starting to fall a bit behind. Doesn't even have a level advantage on the Ancient Apparition, so important for them to get some kills here, or at least a tower, but let's see if they could do it. Ravage is online, Epicenter is online, Blink Dagger and 100 gold for Sand King. It's a level 4 Burrow Strike as well, so he's got the full combo for bottom lane. And now they'll try to dive. The Razor, holding the line for now, they'll TP in the Void, and Mu gets hexed instantly, but they'll just farm up the wards here. They're bringing the whole squad in. Banana, no Blink Dagger though. He can Sandstorm dodge a potential stun, and he will go into the Sandstorm for now. Needs to Burrow Strike out quickly. Dodges the stomp, then stuns too. And the Chronosphere comes out. That caught 3 from Mu. Plasma Field there in the periphery. Ravage to follow it up. Connecting on 4. Beautiful team fight from Newbee. But is it enough? Is it enough? CSMJ still has his ultimate. Nearly finishes off Hal. Slows him down with the reincarnation. Now comes back to life. Focused though by the entirety of Newbee. He'll fall a second time here. And HGT, even though they tanked through the double ultimate fairly well, they just couldn't win the fight afterwards.
Yeah, they didn't have the wards. If they had the wards in that fight, like in the area where they were taking the combat, probably they would have probably won the fight. Even they got hit by the double ultimate, but they were like you said, they were tanking the damage, but they were not dealing damage.
Yeah, I guess the Razor damage leech hurts a lot there, and this is the one concern I have for Wraith King in this game is like he's so likely to be controlled until he gets a BKB. There's Static Link, Razor Ult, Burrow Strike, Chronosphere, Anchor Smash, Bash. Like it's tough for Wraith King to be anything but a damage sponge in these fights, and without a Blink Dagger on Icy, they don't really have the burst damage from the Centaur, or at least not guaranteed to get it.
I mean, the thing they need the most is the initiation at the moment, because if they make a move first, then the Wraith King, if they manage to take out someone and the newbie at that point newbie starts to kite the Wraith King around, it doesn't really matter anymore, because the Viper can still deal damage as long as they kill someone first.
Speaking of that Viper, he is starting to fall behind now. Level 9 already. You see your Razor has another 1,300 gold on how to go with his completed treads, his bracer. I thought he was going to go for a mech, but
is he building the mech?
He bought this Ring of Regen much earlier. It was like right after his Midas, so I'm not sure if he just skips it now or if he goes back for it late.
The Tide is actually building the mech, so the Razor will be like doing some Midas drums and Acceptor probably.
Yeah, I think he got the casual Ring of Regen for the laning stage, I think.
Yeah, just like how RTZ builds the Razor. It doesn't like to go mech. It just goes like the carry, Midas drums, Acceptor, BKB, hard, or Refresher later.
Yeah, I mean, this game, it makes sense. Razor is the ideal hero to get like farmed as a carry, right? Because you have Chronosphere and Ravage, so Hal can do a lot of damage on the edge of those Chronospheres.
And Mu actually went for the Mask of Madness. He's actually not going for the Diffuser Manta build against the Wraith King. I mean, it's a core Wraith King though. I'm actually surprised that he didn't actually do it.
Well, they're going to look to jump in. And no ultimate on the Wraith King. Still, he's leading the charge. Blink in for Banana. Burrow Strike on 3. Great initiation. Ravage follow-up. This is all going to pieces for HGT. They'll lose Icy here on the way out. Meanwhile, Pursue to the left as he has some J. And they might be able to tick him down. Oh, no, not quite enough damage. Chronosphere now. Follow-up onto 2. S gets caught out. Not killed off, though, but the Burrow Strike will seal his fate. They'll lose another. And the Wraith King still being dropped low, will be killed off by a haste, and how it's going to be 4 dead, possibly a team wipe. One more Burrow in 1 second's time, and Kaka's probably going down now. Your Mascomat is popped by the void. They just need a bash. GG! GG! That's it. That's it for game 1, WinteR. 11-2, 15 minutes in. Newbee looking more like the TI4 champs that we expected, and putting HGT in their place here in the first game.
Yeah, they won 2 team fights in a row, and against a lineup that is designed to actually own and get an early advantage. After you lose 2 team fights, it's not very possible. I mean, Newbee played very well. I feel, even though the Centaur managed to jack a lot of the Sand King's stack, but the Sand King still was. I mean, he did so much for his team in the early game. But at the same time, when the Centaur was jacking the neutrals, he actually gave away kills towards the Sand King too. So that was also another thing that actually gave the Sand King goal so that he can get the Blink Dagger.
I think to echo what you said, running the Razor bottom really made Newbee's lanes work. Like, the offlane Tidehunter, especially on Radiant, they couldn't shut him down. He got a first blood. Even just if had he gotten his levels, that probably would have been enough, because he was getting way more than Centaur out of the offlane, and that's really thanks to the Razor safe lane mid. Then you run Void mid. Yeah, Viper beats him in lane, but Viper doesn't kill him in lane. And he gets Chronosphere, you rotate it and gank the lanes, and suddenly Void's a big factor.
I think like the Void mid, another thing that might be the reason why is because like enemy had Shaman and Ench. Very strong roamers. If you have Razor middle, he's prone to the gank, the smoke gank of the Ench and the Shaman. So if you have Void instead, then it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, and
probably that's the reasoning.
And, you know, as we all know, if you've ever tried to gank a Void, even in the early laning stage, it's like the absolute worst feeling in the world if you don't have something like Doom. You bring him down to, like, you know, an eighth of his HP, he backtracks 1 nuke, and then he time walks away, and you waste
if you have
smoke.
something like Doom, you don't have to worry about anyone.
But outside of that, yeah, ganking Void is hard. So, with that said, guys, that wraps up Game 1. This is best of 3 territory now, though, as the playoffs continue. Winner of this will move on to the winner bracket finals. 2 teams out of the 4 remaining will go to Kiev. So, who's it going to be? Well, right now, it looks like Newbee might be on the path to success. I'm LD, he's WinteR. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back. You're watching Beyond the Sun.